Namaskar my friends, and today I'm back here with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Revoltech amazing Yamaguchi DC Comics Flash. And Revoltech have finally given us a Flash, and fans have been wanting this figure for a very long time, and he's finally here. And there's another figure that has come out with the Flash as a reverse Flash. Obviously we don't have the reverse Flash, but it's pretty much the same figure as far as I can tell. So before we take a look at the figure, first let's have a look at the box. And this is not the typical Revoltech packaging with the with the whole window going on, and lot of comic book cutouts and some poses. This is very basic as far as I'm concerned, but this is a pretty decent box. This is the front of the box. This is the side of the box with some poses here for the Flash and how to use those effects, which I'll be showing you of course later in the review. And we have some more FX parts, shots going on here with the Flash running, all the cool poses that one can actually do with this figure. And here's the other side of the box. This is the top of the box, this is the bottom of the box. So that's what the box basically looks like. Now let's have a look at first the accessories. So as I mentioned, first let's have a look at the accessories. And he does come with these two fisted hands when you first get him out of the packaging, so that's pretty good. And then he comes with these bunch of hands as well. These are all the the option hands that you can actually use, various expressions. Those look pretty good. Various expressions, various gestures, those look pretty good. And yeah, and of course he does come with this posable stand. I think the stand I think has another part, but yeah, this is what you can use if you want to give him some really dynamic poses. You can actually use this flight stand. It's pretty good. It's got these screws, you can tighten them up when required. I think it has screws. Yeah, you can tighten them up if you want, in case they get loose. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And they articulate at 3 different places. You also have this clip right here which kind of helps. And yeah, great. And of course he also comes with a whole bunch of faces. Yes, he does come with this let me just zoom in here. There we go. So he does come with this yelling face, and then he comes with this other face here, pretty pissed off, right? He also comes with this face where he's just looking off to the side. He also comes with this one as well, where he's looking off to the other side, a little more stern expression, right? And of course in the packaging he does come with this facial expression. And changing the faces is pretty simple. All you got to do is just slide this face out. There you go. It's pretty simple. And you go to take any one of these expressions. We'll go with this one for now, and you can just go ahead and slide. Then there is a slot right here. If you can see, there's a slot right there. There's a slot right. There's a lot of shadows coming up here, so there's a slot right there. And all you got to do is just slide that in. And yeah, there we go. That's how you pretty much change the face. Pull that one out, slide it out, and slide the new one back in, or the one that you want to use. And yeah, there you go. There's the change in expression. And the Flash also comes with a whole bunch of accessories. These are all the effects parts that he comes with, and there is still a lot left in the box or in the tray that he comes in. And yeah, you get a lot of FX parts, lots of FX parts. And I'll be talking about the FX parts a little later once we continue the review, or once we move forward with the review. But yeah, we do get a lot of FX parts. You also get this one, that is basically the FX part for his chest. You can just put that on his chest like so. And yeah, it's like he's all powered up. He also comes with these two as well. These are also FX parts, and they are basically for the side of his head, the lightning on the side of his head. You can pull this one out, right? And you could use this where so the effects are coming out from the lightning, from his eyes, and it kind of looks really cool, like you are seeing on the video right now. It looks very, very nice. So yeah, he does come with a lot of FX parts. And these are not the only ones that I'm showing you right now. There are still a lot more left in the tray, but yeah, he does come with some great options, and it really does help. So now let's have a look at the figure. Here we have the Flash in front of us, And first impressions, I think this is a very, very impressive figure. I really like it. This is the first time I'm actually reviewing a Revoltech. I have handled a Revoltech figure before. I did have the Revoltech Venom. I don't think I have it in my collection now. I think I must have sold him. But I did have the Revoltech Venom, and this is a much better figure. And by better, I mean there's definitely been a lot of improvement as far as quality control is concerned, you know. And the sculpt, of course, you know, if you have a look at the older Revoltech figures, they had a lot of gaps because, you know, when you buy a Revoltech, it's mainly for the articulation, right? So they had a lot of gaps. They, you know, sacrificed a lot on the sculpt. But this one looks a lot better sculpt-wise. Yes, he does have his problems with the sculpt, but then overall, since, you know, Revoltech has always believed in articulation, and, you know, they sacrifice the sculpt for the articulation, but the sculpt is much better on this figure, you know. And the Revoltech Venom released quite a few years back, I suppose, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, again, as you can see, you know, if you're okay with these joints showing a little bit, then I think this is a very, very good piece for people who love to articulate, who love to pose their figures. So yeah, very, very nice sculpting going on right there. This is a very modern Flash suit, so, you know, you have all these details showing up right here. The proportions are pretty good, very superhero-esque, very, very nice. I think the proportions are very nice. And you know, we get some nice gold paint here as well. The Flash logo here painted very nicely. And you know, we already spoke about the face sculpt. Expressions look pretty good, and yeah, overall I think this is a very, very nice piece. Here you go, nice gold paint right here on the boots, and yeah, very basic, but very nice. It's enough paint and, you know, enough details for a comic book Flash suit. I think this is very nice. Even the lightning on his head is very nicely painted. But this figure does have its share of problems. Now, I believe this figure is over $100, right? I think it's what, close to 100 to 120, 130, something like that. Now, all these FX parts that you get basically, and especially with the ones with the ball joints, the problem with this is that you see he has these pegs, these peg holes, you know. You have a peg hole here, you have a peg hole here, then you have a peg hole on this back right here, then you have another peg hole right here, right here, right here. You got another peg hole here. The problem with these parts is if you try to peg one of these into the peg hole, now some of them do go in and they are, you know, held in there pretty securely, but some of them, let's go for this one for example. I think it's this one. They don't stay in there very securely. You see, the pegs kind of get loose sometimes on you, and it's very difficult to get them on, to sort of just, you know, peg them in. See what's happening here? It's a little difficult. It's very annoying. And once you do get some of these in, they don't like to stay there for very long, right? If you're trying to put in the other FX parts, it's very difficult. It's very difficult for them to stay on, and they keep falling off. And, you know, this is something which, you know, this problem that I've faced, and of course it won't happen right now on camera. Of course it won't happen right now, but yeah, I mean, you get my point. It's very difficult to, you know, sometimes use these FX parts because some of them just keep falling off. You try your level best to make sure that they stay on there, but they kind of fall off. And just give me a second here. Let me just get this thing on. And see, that's what's happening. That one actually just fell. So that's what I'm trying to say, that some of these pieces don't want to stay on. They kind of pop off every now and then. And if you just give it a gentle push, okay, it's not happening on camera right now, but I suppose you do understand my point. Sometimes if you just give them a gentle push, they kind of fall off. This happens with these ones as well. These ones don't have the ball joints, but if you just try and, you know, let's say peg them in, these don't want to stay, you know. See what's happening? These just don't want to stay. So this is a major problem that I think Revoltech have had with their figures using such FX parts. And I think the flash too, the reverse flash as well, has the same problem that came out with this figure. You know, just a gentle push, it'll fall off. So that is the problem. That is the problem that we are facing. And now, you know, when you spend about $100 on a figure like this, you don't expect such problems to be, you don't expect these problems to surface, right? Now, as you saw, I just pulled them out gently and they just came off, right? It's very difficult if you're trying to get them into a dynamic pose with a lot of FX parts. They just keep popping off, especially these side head lightning ones, especially, you know, these just do not want to stay on. And in some cases, these ones, the ones that he actually comes with the the lightning on the side of his head that he comes with when he's first packed in the box, these also keep falling off every now and then. So there is a major problem here, and when you pay $100, you're not expected to have these problems. And some people may get offended here, but that is the truth. I mean, same thing with a lot of other action figure organizations and companies as well. The same thing. All these toy companies like Mafex, most of the figures are all $100 and $100 up, right? And their joints break. You don't expect such things when you're paying over $100 for such figures, and that is a problem with this one as well. He does not have any broken joints, but these peg holes, they really don't serve any purpose if your FX parts keep falling off, and that is the only gripe I have, really. Apart from that, I think this is a very, very good piece, but that is the only gripe I have, and that is something I think Revoltech should take a close look at, because if I'm paying so much of money and if these FX parts do not peg into these peg holes securely, then there is a problem, right? I'm calling it just the way I'm looking at what is happening with this figure right now. So that's all that I have to say when it comes to QC issues. Now let's move on to the articulation. The head, using two joints here in the neck and in the head, he does look up quite a lot, which is very, very nice. He does look down a lot, again using that neck joint. He does go a little side to side. There's a little bit of attitude as well, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's a lot of articulation for the head and the neck, and he of course does look side to side. For the shoulders, he does have his shoulders horizontal, going parallel with the ground, so that's a pretty decent T-pose. His shoulders rotate completely, not a problem, full 360. Of course, you have the bicep swivel right here, which works very, very nicely. You do have a very nice double jointed elbow, and the range of that is pretty good. It's a little gappy, but that's what the Revoltech joints are all about. They're all about the articulation, like I mentioned, and to do sacrifice the sculpt. Nice butterfly joints going on here. Typical Revoltech butterfly joints. That looks pretty good. You do also have your wrist swivels and up and down movement. You have a ball joint here, which is pretty good. Now he does go side to side quite a lot. Again, as you can see, that the range is fantastic. Side to side, he does go back quite a bit. As you can see, that looks pretty good. Now look at the ab crunch. That's the ab crunch. Wow, look at that. That is fantastic. Great ab crunch going on right there. So yeah, people go absolutely bonkers when it comes to articulating these Revoltech figures. It's amazing. Recently the Moon Knight came out. That was fantastic. Anyway, so he does do the splits a little bit, which is not too bad. He does kick forward. Again, the forward range is just about okay, not the greatest. We have all seen better. He does kick back a little bit, which is again not too bad. He does have a thigh swivel here, works like a dream. He does have a single jointed knee, but the range is fantastic, as you can see. And he also has a ball joint here in his calves, which you can sort of articulate as well. It really helps when you articulate him. And of course, he does have his ankle rockers, going on right here. Ankles do go up a little bit, do go down a little bit, do go down a lot actually. And of course you do have the toe hinge as well, and you also have a boot cut right here. So yeah, very well articulated, as you can see right now. These poses look fantastic, and yeah, I'm very happy when it comes to the articulation. It's amazing. Yes, they do sacrifice on the sculpt a little bit for the articulation, but that's what Revoltech is all about. And of course, another thing that I forgot to mention is Revoltech figures have this very anime like facial expressions, right? Very anime inspired, and that's what they believe in, and they're very proud of what they do. And I quite like the way this looks. Very nice. So now let's have a look at some comparisons. And here we have the Revoltech Flash standing alongside the McFarlane Rebirth Flash on the left and the DC Collectibles Alex Ross Flash on the right of your screen. And yes, as you can see that the Revoltech doesn't really scale with the McFarlane figures, and this is what he basically looks like standing between these two. So yeah, there we go. And here's Flash standing alongside the DC Multiverse McFarlane Red Hood and the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Impactor. So yeah, that's how he scales with these two. And this is how the Revoltech Flash scales alongside the DC Collectibles DC Icons Batman on the left of your screen and the Marvel Legends PS4 Spider-Man on your right. So before I give you my final thoughts for this figure, a big shout out to Preetham Das for getting this figure to my studio and giving it to me for reviewing. So thank you so much, buddy. You can go ahead and follow Preetham Das on Instagram. He is an amazing toy photographer, and he puts out some of the best toy photographs that you'll ever find on Instagram. He's fantastic, and he's also a very special part of a very special project that is going on behind the scenes, and we will be bringing you that project very soon. But getting back to the figure, I think this is a very good release by Revoltech, very strong release, and I think this is the best highly articulated Flash that we have in the collecting world right now, and I'm very happy. But having said that, I'm a little frustrated, a little bummed out about the fact that these FX parts don't quite plug in, pop off every now and then, every time you're trying to give the Flash all his FX parts and trying to create something very cool and very dynamic. And Revoltech really needs to figure out the situation. They've had this problem for years. They had the same problem with Venom when I had Venom in my collection. But yes, that is something that Revoltech really needs to look into when it comes to FX parts, especially with all the peg holes in the bodies of the characters. They just keep falling off, like I showed you, and yeah, that is the problem they really need to take care of. But having said that, this is nevertheless a very strong release from Revoltech, and if you haven't bought this figure, you should probably get it. Yes, he is a little expensive. I understand that it's not for everybody. I suppose not everybody can afford it, but if you can, once you get him, you will not be disappointed, because yeah, man, this guy rocks. It's amazing. Well, with that being said, this brings us to the end of the review. If you like this review, then do give us a like, comment, share and subscribe. And of course, do let us know in the comments, what do you think about this figure? Do you agree with what I've said? Do you disagree with what I've said? And if so, do tell us the reason why. And of course, we'll have more reviews coming for you very soon. We have some very big ones coming to the studio, so yeah, stay tuned for that. Till then, take very good care of yourselves, take very good care of your families, enjoy your collections, keep collecting, and always remember, till all are one. Thank you so much for joining us today.